Kingsbury in what we now know as Old Windsor until his death in January 1066. The proximity to the River Thames was no doubt the prime reason for choosing this location, the waterway being the main highway to London in the east. After the Norman conquest, William built a ring of fortresses within one day's march of London, of which Windsor is undoubtedly the finest. In addition, the extensive Windsor forest offered excellent hunting, and William chose to live there until his death in 1087. The concept of castles was unknown to the Saxons, and it was part of William's plan to ensure the permanence of the conquest. The castle has been added to by various monarchs, not always to the benefit of its appearance, until the arrival of King George IV. He employed the architect James Waheed, who did much to reshape and modernise the castle, improving the groupings of the buildings. He then realised the need to raise the height of the round tower so that it once more stood proud of the surrounding structures. An extra 32 feet was added to its height, making it now stand at 220 feet above the level of the River of Windsor. On top of the round tower is the all-important flagstaff, where traditionally the reigning monarch will fly their own royal standard when they're in residence at the castle, and when the monarch is not in residence, the Union flag is flown. As we approach the end of our trip, we see Windsor Bridge coming into view ahead. There is likely to have been a wooden crossing here in the 1100s following the construction of the castle. Records show that in 1242 permission was granted for oak trees to be felled in Windsor Forest for the construction of a new bridge between Windsor and Eton. This stood until 1819, and after damage and deterioration, a replacement was decided upon. The architect Sir Charles Hollis designed the bridge you see here today, using cast iron on buttresses of granite, and it was completed in 1824. The Windsor Corporation used to charge tolls for crossing the bridge, but after much public protest these were abolished in 1898. In 1970, an underwater survey showed that the buttresses were becoming undermined by water erosion, and it was no longer safe to carry the weight of modern traffic, so it was pedestrianised. Fortunately, Queen Elizabeth Bridge had been opened 4 years earlier and was able to carry all road traffic heading north out of Windsor. The white-framed bay window to the right of the bridge is part of the Sir Christopher Wren Hotel, so called because for many years it was believed that the building was built and lived in by Sir Christopher Wren, the architect of the 17th and 18th centuries. However, in recent years it was realised that no evidence exists to show that this was his home. Whilst it is known that Wren did indeed live in Windsor when his father became the Dean of Windsor, it is not known where. Wren was responsible for designing the dome of St Paul's Cathedral, the London Observatory and 51 London churches after the Great Fire of 1666. He also completed the building of the Windsor Guildhall, started by Sir Thomas Fitz, who died before completion. We're now nearing the end of our trip, and we would like to thank you for cruising with us today, and we hope you had a pleasant time on the River Thames. Please remain seated until the boat has been secured to its mooring and the gate has been opened by a member of staff. Take the time to visit our shop, where you'll find a range of gifts suitable for all ages, as well as drinks and confectionery. We also have brochures here for our other trips, as well as private hire and special events. So whether you're tempted by a supper cruise, live jazz, murder mystery,